How are you guys doing this fine morning? Welcome to Wednesday. It's live. Wednesday live. So I hope you guys are all doing well this fine morning. It is nice here this morning. Not too cold, even though I got a beanie on, but it's got to be like 70 degrees before I lose the beanie almost. But anyway, welcome to the shop. I hope you guys are doing great. What's up? What's going on? How you guys doing? Welcome. Jacob, hello from Poland. Hello, my friend. How are things going for you over in Poland? Gina's here. Howdy, all. Jacob, hello. Volker, hey from Germany. Welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out a little bit. Neptunes, what's up, my friend? Neptune says hello, Jeff and Gina. Harry dude, good day, mate. What's going on? Welcome, guys. Jacob says, you make a great job. Why not from Poland? I used to work with somebody from Poland, and I'm trying to remember a few Polish words that I was able to learn, but I can't think of them at the moment. Screaming Demon, howdy! What's going on? What are you guys up to today? How's the you guys working on projects and stuff like that, or anything? Where you are? What's on your workbench? On mine right now, mine is fairly clean. I do have some boards that I'm going to work on later today. I'm going to try to turn these rough sawn things into a table. I don't know how it's going to work, but we shall find out. But right now I got a whole stack of them. Whole stack of these things here. I'm going to try to straight line these myself. That's going to be interesting. If it doesn't work out so well, I have a local wood shop that has a straight line rip saw that I can run these through, but I'm going to try to do it myself first. Let's see. Neptune says, hey, Harry, how's it on the other side of the world? Mike is working on some coasters. Cool. I have some that I need to do as well. I made some a while back, and I had a little issue with the finish, so I've got to sand those down and respray them. The thing holding me back with those is really I have to go to the store to get some, and I'm not looking forward to that right now. So I've kind of been putting it off. Screaming Demon is driving down the road. I hope you're not like watching this while driving. That sounds bad. Be careful. Harry Dude says state government has relaxed restrictions a little, so I went and visited my mother for the first time in about 8 weeks. Just got back. Nice. I'm glad to hear that some of your restrictions are being lifted. We have the same thing here. I'm in the state of Colorado, in case you guys don't know, and some of ours have been lifted as well, but I'm not quite sure what that means because I'm not up on all the regulations and all that stuff. But I know some places have been allowed to open, and you're kind of a little freer to get out and about. And we actually went and visited some family over the weekend for the first time in quite a while. Mike says the finish cracked on my last coasters. Oh man, I had mine. What happened with mine was, honestly, I didn't put enough on at the beginning, and using the coasters started to seep through the finish that was on there. I should have put a couple more coats on there. I just topped mine with lacquer, and I didn't put enough. So I thought that I would just take the ones I have, respray them, and just to build it up a little bit more, and it didn't go well. So now I got to sand the top off and respray them again. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just I don't have any. I don't have the clear here, so I have to go to the store. And, yeah. Poor Conservative, what's up, buddy? Poor Conservative says, good morning to all. What's going on, my friend? How are you? Mike said, so you use lacquer. I did for these. I figured if I built up enough coats of lacquer, it would seal it up and it would work fine. And that's still what I'm going to use. I'm not going to change that finish for this batch. But I just didn't put enough on to really seal the grain. I put enough on to, it looked really nice, but some of the grain wasn't quite filled, and I should have put on more coats and, you know, kind of level sanded it in between to fill the grain, or I should have used some grain filler, you know, some sort of a clear grain filler. I actually have some, but I didn't, and now I regret it. But lessons learned, right? That's how we learn. You got to screw up some parts and go back and kind of fix things, and at least me, I got to mess stuff up to to learn, to go back and do it right the next time. Poor Conservative says, playing my new miter saw. The big Hitachi is a total beast. I saw that. That looks really nice. And that is one tool that I don't have. I don't have a miter saw. And one day I need to get one. And I'm not sure what yet. I haven't really. I'll do more research as I get a little farther along and a little closer to buying one. But right now I don't really have a great spot for one, so it's not something that I'm going to purchase at the moment, although I would love to have one until I can figure out a better space arrangement. That one's going to be kind of on the back burner, but yeah, that thing looks cool. Volker says, good thing for me, the only contact with Corona since it starts is if I open my refrigerator. There you go. So stay healthy all over the world, my friends. Together we are strong. Yes. I like that. It's the only. Oh, now I'm getting thirsty. That's good. Screaming Demon. Brother found cherry wood in an old pallet the other day, trying to figure out what to do with it. Nice score. Cherry pallets. I found walnut before. And I thought that was a really cool find. A piece of walnut. I've actually used it to make used it to build it. I built a guitar completely out of pallets, and I used that for the fretboard, nail holes and everything. It actually turned out really good. Yeah, if you keep an eye out, you can find some cool stuff in pallets. So yeah, nice find. Neptune says, Harry, glad you could see your mom. Hope you had a good time. Nice. Yes, me too. Mike says, I'll try that. Lessons learned for sure. Yep. Giovanni's here. What's up, buddy? Giovanni says, good afternoon, Jeff. Here are 1710, then this guitar. The guitar right now is hanging up in the house. I'm waiting on parts to arrive. I've come to about the spot where I can't do anything else on it until some things arrive. Although I did yesterday get a notification that my order has shipped. One of them. I have 2 different orders out there, and one of them has shipped. I have no idea when it'll arrive, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully it doesn't get held up too much, but we shall see. I'm excited to get that thing together. I'd show you guys where it's at right now, but I don't have it out here. So yeah, I've got the neck on it, and the neck has met its body. But actually, I probably could, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could go on and do the fret work now. And I'm kind of on hold with everything, but I need to do the fret work. So yeah, maybe I'll work on that this week. Poor Conservative says I have 3 miter saws. You can't have too many, as far as I'm concerned. Son packing. I'm late for a very important date. We were waiting for you. It's about time. Just kidding. Welcome. Neptune says I found some mahogany in a pallet. Ooh, yeah. I've found a lot of. I mean, typically I find a lot of oak. I've gotten a lot of pine. But yeah, I've found some maple in there, some walnut. I don't think I've ever found mahogany though. Sent packing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the shop. Hope you're doing well. What are you working on? That's kind of what we're. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. What do you got on your bench? Anything? Joshua says, "What's going on, buddy? Good morning. Hello from Canada." Awesome, Joshua. Good morning to you as well. How's things going up in Canada? What's up, kiddo?
You neglected your morning cookie, so I get a bite. Yes, a Haley tax, too.
My dog just came out and delivering cookies. Can't go wrong with a cookie delivery. Thanks, kiddo. I'll just leave it right here for now. You want to say hi real quick?
Hi.
You finish your schoolwork? We're in the middle of school. Yeah? Cool. You gonna go help out in the over there? Right on. All right.
Here's a napkin for you.
Okay, thank you. Careful with the door. My Wi-Fi phone is up there.
What Wi-Fi phone?
Yeah, see my phone? Just don't slam it. It'll. It's the only way we can get good internet connection out here.
Alright.
All right, here.
Bye.
Hang on. You got it, kiddo. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect. All right. All right, let's get back on track here. Can't go wrong with a live stream cookie delivery. Now let's see. Harry Dudes to Neptune says, "Thanks, dude. Hope you're well." Right on. Neptune's, yes, I am. Thank you. Poor Conservative. The guitar is badass. Thanks, man. I'm really excited to get that together. I'm really, so far I'm very pleased with every step of the way. I feel like I've taken a lot more. I don't want this to. It doesn't. I don't know. It sounds weird as I think it, but I feel like I've taken more care with this one. But I don't think. I think that's really just a process of. The more you build, the more you kind of watch out for. You learn more and more what to look for, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I think it just comes with experience. Maybe the more you do, the more things you learn to watch for. And I found myself spending a lot more attention to certain things. But I'm really happy with the way that thing's going along. Neptune says, "Is that the one I want on my wall?" Yes, it is. The green one. Yep. Yeah, poor Conservative. Yes. Okay, 3 miter saws. 12-inch Delta, 12-inch Hitachi, 10-inch ProTech. The one that I was interested in a while back, and I don't know if they still make it, honestly, is that Bosch Glide. It's been several years, really, since I learned about that one, but I always thought that was cool because it doesn't have the big thing that sticks out the back. But I noticed yours doesn't do that either. That newest one you got, the Hitachi. But that's what I want. That's a little bit more compact. Poor Conservative Haley. Screaming Demon, I'll take a cookie. Joshua, I'm from BC. Things are starting to look up. My goats are healthy, and that's all that really matters. Nice. Yeah, we have, well, not us personally, but my neighbor has a barn and horses and all that sort of thing, and, boarding and all that stuff. And there's some miniature goats here, and they're boarders, and they're pretty neat. They're funny little dudes. So yes, I'm glad to hear things are looking up. Hopefully, I don't know what the situation is, for you guys up there with lockdowns and all that, but as far as I can tell, it's fairly similar. So hopefully things are starting to ease up for you guys as well. Neptune's, hi Haley, or hey. Sorry, I read that wrong. It's hey. Yeah, that's what I call her. Let's see. Volker says, my parents have a nice mahogany bedroom. Ooh, I'm pretty sure they'll kill me if I try to saw it. Pretty good chance. Gina says, I made chocolate chip cookies on Monday. They're so delicious. Yes, they are. I'll eat mine later because I'm not going to be chomping away on a cookie while I'm trying to talk with you guys. Neptune says, when my daughter is eating something I want a bite of, I charge a daddy tax. Yeah, we do the same thing. Yep, we'll have dad tax. She just charged me Haley tax. Look. Neptune says, I like the Bosch for that same reason. Yeah, that's what turned me on to that thing, because it didn't have those big rails sticking out the back. You know, it's a little bit more compact. I'd have to go back and look at the picture that poor conservative posted. I think that's the same thing, or not, maybe not the glide mechanism, but it slides. The slide is forward, not sticking out the back, which that's kind of cool. So that may put Hitachi on my radar, because I'm not up to speed on all the different saws right now. Like I said, because I'm not looking to buy one at the moment, but that is one thing that I want to consider when I am ready to buy one. I don't want the big stuff sticking off the back. Gina says, Neptune to Neptune, Haley got that from me and the mom tax. Yep. Screaming Demon says, boy howdy, I need a new table saw. Man, I would love myself a new table saw. My issue, a lot of you guys know, my shop space is super tiny, and I just don't have room for a nice big saw. I work with a very inexpensive saw that I've spent a fair amount of time making sure it at least runs straight and true and things are square. But yeah, I would love to be able to replace this thing. And it is one of the things that, as soon as I have the space, that's one of the first things I'm going to be upgrading. It's getting a bigger and a little bit better quality saw. This one here is not. It's not great at all, but if you use jigs and you spend some time, get things nice and square, and a good blade. That's another thing that helps a lot. Get a good blade, and it works okay. I've had this thing for years and years, and I've made hundreds of projects on it, and it works. But yeah, I hear you on the saw, but you know what? We use what we have and we make it work, right? Poor Conservative says, yep, Bosch Glide, Delta Cruiser, and Hitachi Metabo. I forgot about the Cruiser. Yeah, I've seen that too. It's probably going to be one of those. I've heard pretty good stuff about the Delta saw. Really. Neptune's to Gina. Thumbs up. Tim says, hello from Louisville, Kentucky. Hope you're doing well. Tim, welcome. We are doing well. I hope you're doing well the same. And hope things are all good in Louisville. Poor Conservative says, couldn't afford the Bosch or Delta, but got the Hitachi for $379. For some reason, I thought the Delta was a little lower price point, but again, maybe that's just because I'm not actively shopping, so I don't know the prices at the moment. I know the Glide is like around 500, or it was. I don't know. Joshua says things are starting to open back up now. Phase 1 of the start back up is happening, but living in a remote area, I didn't really notice a difference other than grocery store shortages. Same here, man. I didn't notice a whole lot of difference. I'm not one that's always out and about, running around town, doing stuff anyway. I try to go out as little as possible on a normal day. So this really, I really didn't feel a whole lot of impact from it, other than trying to get supplies and stuff like that. Before it, if I needed to run to the store to get some stuff like those coasters I was talking about, I need some more lacquer. I haven't run out and got it yet, but yeah. Yeah, but I guess that's kind of the advantage of being a little bit more remote. I'm not like super remote, but it is far enough outside of out of the city that it's it really wasn't a big deal. And where we live, there's some land around us, so that it's not like you're kind of confined to a small space. We can still go outside, we can still ride our bikes, we can still do all that sort of stuff. So it really wasn't a big deal. Let's see. Poor Conservative says, yep, forward slide is what I needed for my J-Bates style miter station. Yeah, and it seems like more companies are kind of adopting that sort of thing. At least it seems to me. the first one I saw like that was the Glide, and then now that you mention it, the Delta came out, and maybe some of these other companies are kind of taking notice of that. They don't have to have this big contraption off the back. That people really like that front slide mechanism. Scent Packing says, do you have a fret press for your builds? I'm thinking of an arbor press. Have to find a video on converting it. Maybe get the call from Stu Mac. What do you think? You are right on track there, buddy. That is what I have. I have a half ton or a 1 ton arbor press. I'd have to get it. It's on the other side. I have an arbor press. It's it's like I picked it up used somewhere, but I think it's very similar, if not the same as just a Harbor Freight cheap arbor press. And I have the fret pressing call that goes up in there, with all the. Well, I do have the, hang on, different little adapter thingies, the little brass inserts, that you can change out for the different radiuses. That's what I use, and it's way, way easier. But you don't have to go high end on any of that stuff. I mean, Stu Mac sells a whole arbor press deal. But it's very expensive. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it, but I have this really cheap one. Let's see. Now mine were modified. I think I'm not sure how they come when you buy one because I didn't buy it new. So, you have the press deal that comes down. Mine has a hole in the end with a set screw. Now they all might. Don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure how they come when you buy a new one. But yeah, just in the end, it's got a hole and it's the right size for the fret press call. Just goes up in there, tighten down your Allen screw, and you're good to go. The only modification I did to mine was I added a spring to the top. Man, I gotta go get it. You guys, hang tight. It's going to take me 30 seconds to go get this as long as I don't trip over the camera. But talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back because I want to show you this. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm just going to run over here really quick and get my front press. Oh, hey, there it is. Hang with me there, guys. I'm coming. Ugh. There it is. I'm back. Sort of trying not to trip. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, all right, let's see here. And then we'll catch back up. I saw some more comments coming in. So here is my fret press. I have mine built on this little, just hacked together birch plywood thing, just to give me a little bit more space. I have the top covered with cork. This is a number 0. I don't know what that means. 1 ton, half ton, I don't know. Nothing fancy. This thing serves no other purpose than to just give me a little bit more space. And honestly, I wish I'd have made it wider to build the base up. But it's kind of heavy. There we go. So here's my call. Just goes up in there. There's the set screw right there. This is the only contraption I really came up with for mine. I just got a shaft collar that fits over this. I think that's about a 1-inch shaft collar, and I just found this big spring. That way it kind of spring loads back up, and it's not, it's a little bit awkward if it's not spring loaded. And that is one thing that the Stu Mac does. They have some sort of spring loaded thing that goes on there. I just made my own. Just cobbled it together. But it works great. One thing, if you build one, it's kind of heavy. If you do, and you use a fret press, make sure that it is, you can clamp it down. When I'm using mine, I'll clamp it down back here. That way when you're really pulling on it, it doesn't want to flip up and smash you in the head and anything like that. But Yeah, it works really well. I've tapped them in with a hammer. I've done several like that. This is just it's just a lot better, a lot easier. It's a lot faster. Of course, radius your fret wire. But yeah, the I forgot what I was gonna say. I really like having the spring on top. I mean, it looks kind of weird, but it works great. It really, it just returns on its own. I really like it. I actually have two of these presses. The other one I don't have set up for anything in particular, but yeah, definitely worth. I feel it's worth using a press. Now you could use probably a little bit bigger one. Maybe the neck. I almost wouldn't mind having the neck size bigger than this one, but this works pretty well. You can get a pretty good leverage on there. And I guess I could extend this, the handle a little bit if I need a little more pressure. But as long as you cut your fret slots at the right thickness and everything, that I haven't really had any problem. One thing, if you haven't ever used one and you're going to, one thing I would say to make sure is get your fret wire in the slot first. Maybe give it a little tap, and that way you already have it started nice and straight. I have at least once. You're just getting a rhythm, and you put your fret wire and you press it. If you don't start it ahead of time and get it tapped into the slot nice and straight, I drove one in sideways one time, and it ruined, basically ruined the neck because I crunched it down into the slot at an angle. The fret, it like bent the whole, your fret is a T basically. It bent the whole thing, so the fret sat nice and flat on the top, but the tang was all jacked off to the side, and it looked really bad once you cleaned up the ends. And yeah, I believe it was on, I think it's still on one of my cigar box guitars that I did. It was on, luckily it was something for me, so it wasn't really that big a deal. But just start it by hand, give it a little tap, and then you can just boom, 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 go down and press them all in. So, all right, comments. Let's get caught back up here. Wow, I missed a bunch here. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna catch back up here. Okay, so Senpakin, I hope that helps you out. Neptune says I was considering the Evolution, the one that cuts steel. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot about that. I really want a steel cutting saw as well. So that is a good call, I think. Yeah. Screaming Demon says need a mid-size price saw. Mid-size, so like maybe a larger kind of I want to say contractor saw, but they even make some of the bigger open cabinet professional saws. They're a little bit smaller than a big old cabinet saw. Harry Dude says, new table saw. I'm using an old Triton MK3 at the moment, which needs a good adjusting. Poor Conservative says, at least you're not in Meeker. Meeker. I'm not in Meeker, but what's up with Meeker? I may be behind the times on something. Oh, you mean as far as being out in the middle of nowhere? that could, yeah. Harry Dude to Scent Packing says I have the StewMac arbor press, works well, but you can do the same thing with the StewMac calls and a drill press. Yes, good idea. And I thought of that when I was talking about this press. Yes, you can. If you have a drill press, get the fret press insert deal, and you can use your drill press to press in frets. Just the same. Yes, good call. Harry Dude says I bought the press locally and imported the StewMac calls. Yep. Scent Packing, how'd you convert it? Hopefully that answered your questions. If you still have questions on the press, leave them there. I'll help you. Harry Dude says my press came undrilled, so I drilled a hole in the main shaft and drilled another in the side and tapped the thread for the set screw. That may have been what is done on this, and that's what I mean. Since I didn't buy this new, I don't know how they come. So whatever this was used for before had already possibly been converted. Packing says, let me know when you're looking, or no, Poor Conservative 2-cent packing. Says, let me know when you're looking to buy. I believe I have 2 sets of the calls and the holder. If you want to just get a Harbor Freight arbor press, can make you a good deal. Right on. There you go. Nice. Then Packing says, thanks. Right on. Yeah. Harry Dude says, I use a Stumac neck call to rest the neck while pressing. I typically, unless it's like a refret or I'm working on something, I don't use anything. I press my frets before the back is carved. But I do have a couple of these guys. This is a homemade one that I can use in there as well. But I found that if I press everything, while the neck is before it's carved, everything's already nice and flat, and I don't have to mess around with trying to hold everything straight. I just found that's just kind of what works well for me. And I haven't found, and feel free to chime in, I have not found a disadvantage of pressing the frets before you carve the neck. Really. The way I do it, I'll make sure that I adjust everything nice and flat with the truss rod, press the frets, then I can readjust if necessary. If the pressing has kind of squeezed a little bit, then I can re-straighten it, carve the neck, and done. I've done quite a few that way, and it seems like it works. I haven't, like I said, I haven't found a disadvantage to that method. There may be something. I haven't discovered it yet. Poor Conservative says, no problem, been hammering frets for 35 years, never got into pressing. Yeah, like I said, I've done several, hammering them in. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I can, and it may be because I haven't done, hundreds of them, hammering them in. I just like it. I feel I'm more consistent for me, and that's, like I said, that's probably because I haven't done, a whole boatload by hand. I've done some. I just feel that I personally am more consistent. There is no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned. If you like to hammer them, if you like to press them, however you like to put them in, is whatever it works for you. There's no, right or wrong. I've seen people that are, heavily influenced one way or another, but honestly, if it works for you, I don't care. It's whatever way works for you. Don't let if you're new and kind of just getting started, don't let somebody tell you that you have to do it one way or you have to do it another. Try them both and see what you like better. We all develop our own techniques, with everything. And I was never a fan of trying to how do I want to say that? I don't like it when someone tries to heavily influence you one way or another. It's like I personally need to try stuff myself and find out what works and what doesn't work. Poor Conservative, what do you use to hammer them in? What do you use? I have this little brass hammer. It's not a fret hammer, but it is a brass hammer. And this is actually what I use. Even when I start them, I'll get my piece of wire, tap it in place, press it. But what do you use? Do you have any good recommendations for a hammer for hammer and frets? Do you use anything special? Hair Dude says, I like the spring on the top of the press. Great idea. It helps a lot, really, because the one thing I didn't like about the press is you have to hold it so it doesn't stay up. So if you let go of it with your neck underneath, it would tumble down right into your fretboard. So then you got to, carefully try to sand out a little mark because the thing, crashed down. So I'm like, all right, I got to come up with a spring and, some sort of deal. Poor Conservative, that's cool. Some packing, yeah, the spring's a great idea. Yeah, Poor Conservative, Meeker, Colorado, nowhere central. Yeah, I figured out what you meant. Poor Conservative, Sent Packing says, Poor Conservative, how can I connect with you? I'll let you guys figure that one out. But I know You know, maybe here, maybe Instagram, something like that. Poor Conservative says, I use a dead blow hammer, 20-ounce dead blow. That's a good idea. I don't even have a dead blow hammer. I do not. I might have to look at something like that, because sometimes you still need to, at least I, once in a while need to tap a fret. And if I got a stubborn one and it wants to keep rocking, a lot of times the first thing I'll make sure is that it's seated fully. Sometimes that just means I'd bring it back out to the press and give it another smash just to make sure that the thing is fully seated. But I think I might have to pick up a hammer for that. Again, water. Someone drank all the coffee. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. What are we at for time here? We're about 36 minutes or so. I don't want to go super long because like always now I got to get back to school. One thing that's going to change though here real quick. We only have next week 2 weeks. I was going to say 2 weeks, but this is week 1. We only have like a week and a half left of school. Not even that, because I think it's a partial week next week. And school is over. Can you believe that? I can't believe we're going to be coming into the summer, basically. Or at least school being out. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. What a crazy year this has been so far. And who knows what else? It's not even over. Sandra's here. Sandra says hello from Idaho. Hello, Sandra. How are you? How's things in Idaho? Neptune says, yeah, this school stuff is nuts. So when are you guys done? Are you guys done anytime soon? I have family in Pennsylvania. They typically get out of school first, maybe second week of June, first week of June. I don't know, somewhere around there. And they also are ending next week as well. They've been able to move everything forward and finish it up. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm wondering if everybody's kind of wrapping up next week. Wow. It's definitely a whole different thing. Martin, first week of July. Netherlands. Oh, is that when school? Are we talking about school? Wow, July. And hello, welcome. Hello from I was gonna say hello from the Netherlands, but not hello to the Netherlands. How's things going over there? You guys doing well? I would love to visit that country. Neptune says 21st of May. Yep, I think that's here. Maybe 22nd, because we have to go there on the 22nd to pick up some stuff that was left over there. So the 22nd, is that Friday? I don't know. We're done next week anyway. It's crazy. Martin says, yeah, doing well. Good. I am glad to hear that. Poor Conservative. Oh, sent packing, sent Poor Conservative an email. So, Poor Conservative, there's an email there. If you didn't see it. Probably did, but... Martin said, I should because it's beautiful. I can imagine. Everything that I've seen, like pictures and things, it just looks like an amazing the landscape and everything. It looks awesome. All right, what else here? We got a little bit of time. So look, I mentioned it early on that I'm going to be working on a table. So I have a bunch of this elm that is obviously live edge, and I'm going to be slicing that down. I want to pick your guys' brain. My plan is, but maybe not with all these pieces. This one's kind of awkward shape, but here's what I'm thinking. And you guys, I want you guys to chime in and let me know if you think this is going to work. So, the bigger pieces. My plan is, I'm gonna use a long straight edge and strike a straight line down here. Then I was thinking that I will put this on the bandsaw and saw on that line, one edge nice and flat, then run it on the joiner, which should, in theory, give me a nice straight edge that I could then saw the rest down on a table saw. Does that sound feasible to you guys? Am I missing something? I was going to have a local lumber yard or my local hardwood dealer. I was going to have them straight line it on their straight line rip saw, but I'm thinking if I rough it on the bandsaw and then joint the edge, I should be able to get a decent result. What do you guys think? What am I missing? I don't think so. I think it'll work. I think I might start on that this afternoon, unless I can think of a reason that that's not going to work. It may not be perfect, but once you joint it, once I run it on the joiner, it should take care of any inconsistencies in the bandsaw. I hope. Huh. Weigh in. Let me know. Have I lost it? Sent Packin says that's my address. Yeah. I was just kind of trying to make sure that Poor Conservative saw that down there, so you guys can connect. Neptune says I have family in Holland. Oh wow. Yeah. Martin says don't only visit Amsterdam though. No, I would like to visit all of it. Poor Conservative says, yes, you would. That I would enjoy it. Venlo, Ulsterhout, Tilburg, Amsterdam, Rotterdam. It's beautiful, and the Dutch people are awesome. Martin, LLC. Yeah. Harry Dude says, can you stand it up on the chainsaw mill? I thought about that too. I probably, had I planned ahead a little better when sawing, I probably could have squared it up then, but I didn't. I could have made a first cut. And the thing with it now that it's in kind of this board form is I don't have a good edge for it to balance on. So I don't think I would go down that road at the moment. I could get somewhat of a square edge. I think it's too narrow. St. Packin says, cut it in half and use a piece for each side end of the table. Maybe. But what I'm trying to do is get a square edge. And I think if I just bandsaw on a line and then join it, then I can cut it wherever I need to. I think. Martin says no experience, but try. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try. I've got a small stack of them over here. I might try a couple of them of the smaller pieces. That way, if I mess it up, it's not too big a deal. But I think it's gonna work. Sounds like a fair amount of work, but my bandsaw, I have a small, basically benchtop bandsaw. It's really easy to pick up and move. So I'll probably drag it outside, run everything out there, and because it's longer, some of the pieces are longer. I think it'll work. So I'll probably start on that this afternoon, at least the test. Neptune says I missed the herring there in Holland. Harry Dude says clamp it to some right angle brackets to hold it up. Ooh, that's a good idea too. That could work well. What would really work, and I don't have it. Oh, the Martin said that a track with track saw underneath a supported structure. Yes, that's what I was going to say. What would really work well is a track saw, but I don't have a track saw. I got a circular saw, but some of the pieces, I was trying to mock this up yesterday. I have a long straight edge. It's like an 8 foot straight edge, or 6 foot, or something like that I could clamp on there and use it as a guide. But to where I need to make some of the cuts, the board is uneven, so it'd be kind of tricky to clamp it in place. So that's why I was thinking I'll just scribe a line, make a line, bandsaw, joiner, and hope for the best. Let's see. Harry Dude says, ooh, masking tape, super glue a strip of wood underneath the board to run in the miter slot of your table saw. That is a good idea. That is a good idea. Wow. Have to be a long strip. That's a great idea, though. I like that. I gotta think about that one. Martin says a L-shaped track. Yeah, that would work. Ooh, yeah, man. These are great ideas, guys. Something to think about for sure. Harry Dude says, haha, made you think. Yeah, you did. That's a great idea. Huh. See the smoke? Yeah, sent back. It says, I smell smoke. You got it. Yeah. Huh. I like that. I gotta tuck that one away. Because that'd be something to try, something to play around with. Huh. Wow. Anyway, all right. Sandra says, I've tried live edge rough lumber, not successful. Definitely need time to line straight, but let me know how you clamp down. I will. This will be in a video. I mean, unless I utterly destroy everything, and I'll probably put it in a video anyway. Just, you guys know. If I have something that goes south, I'm not afraid to still put it together and show you the results. So hopefully, hopefully it can help everybody. But no, what I'm trying to do is to build. Right now, we're using a small 4-foot by 2-foot folding table, little plastic chintzy wobbly thing, for our school desk, and I need to replace that because I don't know what the school is going to look like in the fall. But if what I'm hearing ends up being kind of what happens, I don't want to use this folding table for an extended period of time. So I think I was going to wait a little bit on this until I heard more about the school. But you know what? I think I'm gonna build this table. It's gonna be just a small 4-foot by 2-foot because I like the footprint that we have right now, and I'm gonna go for it. So hopefully in a couple weeks I can get that video out. I don't know, I haven't started it yet, but we'll see how this goes with starting to cut up some of the pieces. Hopefully I'll get that. Hopefully it'll work well. I think it will. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. Neptune says, with a 3D printer, you could make parts and tools. I know. I want one. I got to get on it. I've been talking about it forever. They're not very expensive. I have no excuse. I don't even think I can blame this on the Rona. Yep. Well, I think I figured out what I might get. I think I might go with the Ender Pro. It's only a little bit more than the regular Ender, but I think that's what I would go with, at least to start off with. Chaos is here. What's up, buddy? What's going on, Chaos? How you doing, man? How's that computer working out? I know I'm digging mine, so I imagine yours has got to be like nuts. Neptune says yes, the Pro. Yep, that's what I'm. Based on what I've read about the ones in that price range, I think that's the one I'm going to go. Cat says it's good. Loving it so far. I bet, dude. Thing's a monster. Mine does everything that I need it to do in plenty of time, so I can only imagine what yours is like. Poor Conservator says, Jeff, 6-inch wide, 4-foot long piece of MDF with a clean edge, and put the board on top and use finger holds screwed to the MDF to keep the board in place. MDF follows the fence and creates a straight edge in the elm. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. I've seen some jigs like that. Martin says, good luck. I'm starting dinner. Ooh, what's for dinner? Are we coming over? No. Thanks, my friend. I'm glad you're able to stop in. Yes, poor Conservative, I have seen jigs like that. I'm trying to use what I have. I don't have any MDF. Well, I do have a little bit, but I'm saving it. It's like the good MDF to make some guitar templates. It's 4 feet long. Yeah, it would work probably. I don't really have any bigger pieces of ply anymore. I've used all those up. I'm trying to see what I have over there. But yeah, I might have to build something like that too. I've seen them built kind of like a track saw. Basically, you're building a track, but for your table saw. I've also seen a similar jig used for a circular saw, to where you could put it on there, buzz the end down. Yeah. I think there's lots of ways you can achieve the same thing. The easiest, but that's not always the best, right? Easiest would be for me to just load it in the vehicle, take it out to the hardwood place, have them do it. But then I gotta load everything in. Not that it's hard, but I want to try to do it myself. You guys know me. What was one of the comments on the video? One of the videos a while back was, I've seen you make all kinds of different stuff. You know, the leather work and the tin pants and the welding and this and that. And it's like, he says, I figured it out. You just don't like to pay someone to do something. And there's actually a fair bit of truth to that. It's not that. Yeah, I want to try to. If I can't do it myself, then that's one thing. But if I can figure a way around it with what I have available, yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. Chaos says, yeah, I've noticed that it might be faster than Adobe Premiere can go in some areas, but I really wanted to do something that was not going to become slow in a few years. I think, dude, I think that thing should last. I don't think it's going to become slow in the next 10 years. So for those of you guys that don't know, I recently built a new computer for video editing, and Chaos here got the bug as well, and he built himself a new one. Only his is it's ridiculous. It's like it's a beast. And yeah, dude, I think that thing will last you a long time. Considering my last one lasted me 10, 12 years, and it still would run, I think that one should last you a very, very, very long time. And even the one that I built, I think that it's going to be good for quite some time. I've left room for growth and for expansion, so as I need to, I can add more RAM, I can add more storage, I can add whatever, and I think mine will last a very long time as well. So yeah, it's crazy. Senpackin said water cooled. It is, isn't it, Chaos? Isn't it water cooled? Or it's got a radiator in it. I know that. Yeah, CPU cooler is water cooled. Sandra says, may I ask about above ground boxes for flower or gardening? Not sure about how to last the wood without treated wood. I'm sorry off top. It's Sandra, don't apologize. First off, I haven't mentioned in a little while, but these live streams are completely open topic. Whatever you want to talk about at any time, throw it in there. It's fine. So don't feel the need to apologize. If you've got a question, throw it out there. We will get to it. And if we happen to have been talking about something, it's totally cool. We'll come back around. So flower boxes, those are an awesome project. It's something I want to do some of this year too. I don't know. I haven't got to it yet. But, so without using treated wood, I would recommend something like a cedar or maybe like a redwood. I believe redwood's pretty good for outdoor resistance. But what I have used before, and I would probably use again, would just be cedar. You can get cedar like fence pickets really inexpensively. Sometimes they're a little warped and stuff, but if you watch what you're getting, kind of pick through. Cedar is great for weather resistance, rot resistance, and that sort of thing. It's inexpensive, and you don't really need to treat it. I've got a cedar little planter flower box that I built several years ago. It is weathered. It's taken on that that gray weathered look, but it's not rotted. It still seems perfectly solid. There's no chemicals, there's no finish on it. I suppose if you wanted a finish, you could use. I'm a little bit hesitant to even recommend a finish, honestly, because if it's going to be for vegetables. What did you say, vegetables? Oh, I just said flower or gardening. Yeah. So if you put food in it, I would probably myself just go with a cedar and leave no finish. If you're just going to be a flower box or something, you could put, I don't know. I'd say you could use an outdoor rated finish like a spar urethane, but it's not going to up. They just even though those they're rated for outdoors, or they say they are, you have to maintain them, which means recoat. As the finish starts to degrade. If you don't maintain it, it's not going to last. There is zero finish that I personally have found that will last indefinitely without maintenance. Now, there may be some sort of like a marine grade, like epoxy, but even over time, you're still going to have to maintain it. It may last longer than something like a spar urethane, but for long term, I haven't found anything that is close to a spar urethane, an outdoor finish that doesn't need to be maintained. Even that stuff like that you treat a deck with. What's that? That water seal. What is it? Thompson's of water seal stuff. You still have to. It's made for decks, but you still have to redo it. Nothing lasts forever in the outdoors when exposed to the elements. The elements are just so harsh, and the finishes can't take it. Some will do better than others, but I have not tried everything myself. I'm speaking from experience. If it's an outdoor chair project, bench, something like that, I would, I would probably just use a spar and plan on recoating it. But for planter boxes, go with just the plain cedar. I think that'll work out just fine. You can drill it, cut it, screw, nails, whatever, and it's going to hold up quite a while. And really, I don't feel that it necessarily needs a finish on there. So that's what I would do. I would just go with cedar. And when I build some, that would be what I would do as well. I would just get some cedar and make some little planter boxes out of it. But that doesn't mean that's the only option. I mean, redwood and stuff like that. There are other more rot-resistant woods that you can use, but the one that mainly comes to mind for me would be cedar. How long does it take for rendering 10 minutes of full video? Oh, that's to Chaos. Chaos says 5 minutes for a 4K video to render. Raxon, I'm a late subscriber. Did you mention your day job? I'm just curious. My day job right now is between doing this stuff here in the shop and teaching, helping my daughter with school. That's my job right now. I left my 9 to 5 a little over a year and beginning of last year. I'd been there 20 years in a manufacturing environment, manufacturing and packaging environment, and now this is what I do. Working on building up my here, and yeah. So right now, this is my day job. And it's always a work in process too. So I don't say that as like I've got it all. I'm not trying to say like I'm got it all figured out, but I am thankful to be able to do what I do, but I'm always learning, always growing, always looking for ways to grow and improve. But this is my day job now. Didn't used to be. This used to be a much more part-time thing, but yeah. Senpakin says cedar's great. Oily wood, can't glue it, but staple or nailing will work. I'm trying to think. Did I glue? I think I did glue the last planter box, but I think we also put some nails in there. And we did build some birdhouses. I did glue them. Type Bond 3. I used Type Bond 3 glue and some brad nails. I'd have to go check them and see if the glue joints are still holding up. Oh, but we do have birds in those birdhouses. I think we did them last spring, maybe. Haley and I built those. You'd have to go back on my YouTube channel, see if you can find the birdhouse video. I was checking them the other day. There's a bird nest in at least one of them, so that's kind of cool. Poor Conservative says cedar with a plastic sheet, boiled linseed oil, and varnish. Yes, I was thinking about that, but I haven't tried it. So, but yeah, some boiled linseed oil would probably be good on the outside, and it would be, I believe it would be food safe, wouldn't it? Linseed oil, especially once it's cured. Not sure on that one. Don't quote me. Once it's cured, I know it will be, but until it's cured, I'm not sure. Senpakin says even my log house has to be treated once in a while. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything needs something. Sandra says yes, white cedar here. Thank you. Cool. There you go. Plenty of cedar around. Chaos says living the dream. That's my goal. You can do it, dude. Yep. It's a lot. It takes a lot longer than you think, honestly. After doing it for a little while, it's not it's not easy. But if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Senpakin said the glue won't stand up for outside. I'm gonna have to take a look and see if our glue has any noticeable differences. I use the completely waterproof Type Bond, but that's a good thing. I'm gonna have to inspect that. Cass says I get to do it temporarily right now, but at some point I'm going back to work on base, and then it's back to just doing this in the evenings. Yeah. I don't know when that's gonna be. I don't know any. I don't know. Do you have any indication of how long that's gonna carry on? Yeah, but for now, yeah, you can do it during the day. You can do it whenever. But you get there, man. You just, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of. I don't know what sort of advice, honestly, but it can be done. I know that, and I'm working on some cool stuff. Hopefully, I'll be able to clue you guys in. I'm not going to go too far into detail right now, but I'm working on some stuff with some guitar things. Hopefully this will pan out. I shouldn't have even mentioned it because I'm not going into detail until I get more farther into it. But I'm trying to expand some stuff. So I'll announce more as we get farther along. Poor Conservative says better birds in a birdhouse than bats in the belfry. Yup. Cass says I have a 2-day class to teach next week. Other than that, we don't know. Oh, so do you have to go in next week? Huh. Yep. It's definitely fun, guys. I'm so thankful, since we already hit that topic anyway, I'm so thankful for you guys and for everybody that I am able to interact with, and to be able to do this thing that I'm trying to do. But I want to say thank you to you guys, because I couldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. So you guys, I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and I'm just so glad to be able to do what I'm doing, and just, I don't know how to say it. Thank you. That's what I want to say. Thank you guys for allowing me to be able to do this thing every day. So I really am. I'm so thankful for that. So, and also to be able to, especially you guys who are hanging out in this live, I feel like we're all buddies, we're all friends, we're all family, and it's awesome to be able to reach out to you guys, in an email or in a direct message of some sort, and to just be able to talk like we're old buddies. That's how I feel. And it's just awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Neptune says, boom, thumbs up. Sandpacking says, you've been a great addition to my world. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate that. Harry Dude says, all good, dude. I'm enjoying the community spirit these chats are creating. That's what that's what I'm talking about. That's what I feel. And that's part of the reason that I want to keep this kind of open, right? Now, we'll talk about some stuff. You guys throw topics out, ask questions. We just talk about things, and why I try to not have, like it's not about doing a particular build, but that's not out of the question. But these Wednesday lives, that is my whole, that's what I want. So thank you for saying that, because that is entirely what my intent is, for us to just hang out and just be able to kind of meet each other and get to know each other, and just kind of build that camaraderie. It's like we're all becoming mates, right? Did I get that right? Tim, what's up? What's up, brother? Well, guys, we are running a few minutes long here. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because I gotta get school back in session. I think Hey-Hey's out there helping the neighbors do some horse stuff or that sort of thing. Hang on here. Sandra says wood projects, fishing, and I'm thinking about buying a guitar. I'm 53 and always wanted to try. If you do upload about a beginner guitar and nylon versus metal strings. If you are going to just start and you've never played, I would say look at. I started on a nylon string guitar. Way easier to press, way easier on the fingers. You guys weigh in really quick too, but then I do need to wrap it up. Nylon, way easier. You're still learning the same fingering, the same chords, the same notes, everything. Or if you didn't go with a nylon, go with an acoustic, but use light gauge strings. This is just my recommendation. Start with the lighter gauge strings. You got to build up those calluses. It could hurt a little bit, and I'm not trying to persuade you against it, but the steel strings will hurt for a little while. I mean, it could get a little tender. I mean, it's not like you're gonna bleed all over or anything, but if you depending on what you want to play, I think I saw that Harry Dude says, do you want to play acoustic or electric? Yeah, acoustic. So look at nylon. It has a different sound, and you really, either way, if you just go with light gauge strings, you're gonna be okay. But I would say, if you can, get to a local music place and just try a couple and see what feels better to you. But if you want to get into the strumming and just playing stuff, I would say eventually you're going to want to go to a steel string. Only because a nylon string has a different sound, and it may not be what you want. All right, Cass says, cool, man, I'm about to test out doing a radio show in Discord. Oh, cool, right on. Tim says, I'm glad you went longer. I got to catch some of this on my lunch break. Boom, right on. Cass says, what's up, Tim? And in case you guys didn't know, Tim, that's my bro. That's my brother. Harry Dude says, do you want to play acoustic or electric? Oh, yeah, acoustic. Tim says, living the dream. Senpakin says, I literally cut my fingers from the start. Yeah, I've never had them actually bleed, but I've had them pretty sore before. Gina says, bye all. Neptune says, bye, Gina. Senpakin, that was 50 years ago. Sandra, I see, I understand. Harry Dude, see you, Gina. Yes, guys, again, thank you guys so much. I got to wrap this up. I got to get back to the school. Students are going to be running wild in there. Again, thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I look forward to each and every one of these lives. Got a new YouTube video coming out this weekend. Just a quick kind of a project update one coming out. The next live next Wednesday will be on Facebook. So if you want to tune in over there, boom. If you want to just catch the YouTube ones, not a problem. Again, that's why I alternate, catch people on different times or different platforms. Some people do one, not the other. Next week will be on Facebook, guys. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and enjoying where you are. So thanks a lot, guys. Stay safe. We'll talk to you next time, guys. Take it easy.